Now, chicken Marbella is one of my favorite recipes for so many reasons, and I can't wait to dive into why. What I love about chicken Marbella is that it's where savory and sweet collide, bringing you this huge flavor bomb. What I want to get to right now is the ingredient lineup. First up, you have 6 pounds of chicken, so you're getting a protein hit plus a big source of B vitamin. Extra virgin olive oil, use a really high quality one. It's an antioxidant and it's great for heart health. Red wine vinegar, it's gonna marinate the meat, bring in a second layer of flavor. Your green olives have a vitamin E source, plus it is a great pop of color. Capers and prunes, kind of a different ingredient here, but a great source of flavor, fiber, and potassium. Bay leaves, you can get fresh ones, makes the plating even nicer, or you can use whatever you can get at your grocery store. On the garlic, you are using 1.5 heads of garlic. Use my tip, boil it in boiling water, blanch it in cold water for easy chop up. It's a great antioxidant. Now you're gonna finish it off with your kosher salt and pepper and your oregano, which is another antioxidant. Before baking, you're taking a dry white wine. I used Pinot Grigio, it's a great go-to. You're putting on top of the chicken the brown sugar to provide that great roasted dark look on the chicken. This recipe is great because your dinner guests will look forward to it and love it. My mom made this recipe for Rick and I. We came over for Easter brunch. She had this ready for us. We're on our way home and Rick said, tomorrow call your mom, make sure you get the recipe that we had. That chicken was amazing. And what's interesting about this recipe is it's so healthy for you. It's heart healthy. It reduces inflammation. There's no sugar spikes. It's savory, it's sweet, and the flavors just keep building on themselves. And what's funny about this recipe is there's a few surprising ingredients that you kind of think, is this really right? Did I read this right? And it's perfect. About 3 weeks ago, our whole family went to Greece, and what we discovered there was Mediterranean cooking is so healthy for you and it tastes great. And I think sometimes here, what we miss is we want flavor, we want it to taste good, and then maybe we fall short in this country in having it be healthy. And so this recipe is ground zero for it being healthy. It tastes wonderful, and I want to go over some of the reasons why. Now, one of the things with this recipe is it requires a whole head of garlic and a half. And I didn't say clove, 1.5 clove, it's an entire 1.5 head of garlic. So what you're going to do is boil that entire head of garlic in a boiling pan. You'll just take them all apart, throw them into boiling water, blanch them, and then you're going to cut all that garlic up. And when we are using all of this garlic and the chicken and the olive oil, what we're doing is throwing in a burst of vitamin B6, vitamin B12. This is heart healthy. It's great for your brain, and it also is going to make your kind of your gut biome healthy too. It's all great for you. So what you do is you chop all that garlic up, and I just want to show you how you mix it up. It's best just to kind of get your hands involved in it. You can use 8 pieces or an 8-piece chicken with all the different sizes. What I found that the family likes or guests like is your skinned, boned thighs and drumsticks. It's just easy for your guests to eat. And then pair that with your, balsamic Brussels sprouts and maybe kind of a more savory chicken enchilada on the side, and all of that goes great together. So I have some chicken thighs right here just to show you, and then a bigger mix of it right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put all of our garlic in. And this is a smaller sampling, but again, you're gonna use all the garlic that the recipe requires. And some really great olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. I put that here, it's first cold press. Bay leaves. And your capers, you're not gonna rinse those. Just throw all of the capers that it calls for in, lots of oregano, and then surprisingly, whole prunes. So it adds to the vitamins and flavor mix, and you're just gonna mix all of that together. Now, one of the things with this recipe, if you're gonna have it ready for your guests or your family, it is going to be marinated overnight. And even 2 nights is even better if you have the time. You'll bring this recipe out an hour before you cook, so it can kind of warm up a little bit. And then it cooks at 350 for 55 minutes. So here's a little sampling of what that's gonna look like. You're gonna put saran wrap over that, and it goes in overnight. So now what I want to show you is this batch here is what I worked on yesterday. So this is, you know, about more of the size that you would see. I got all kinds of skinned chicken thighs and drums here. And what you're going to do is put that in a roasting pan. And I want to show you how we're going to top that and get it ready for the oven. So all of this goes in here. And I just want to show you how it's kind of looking. We have all of the bay leaves, the capers are in, and we're gonna spread that out. And I wanna show you how we top all that. And you can go ahead and get you know, your cut up chicken or cut that up yourself, but you're definitely gonna want skin on because it's gonna make the chicken really crispy. And we've got all the bay leaves in there and all that garlic. So let me just show you kind of how that's looking right there. Now, to prep it before it goes in the oven, you are going to take some brown sugar. Now the brown sugar you're sprinkling on each piece, so that's really not part of the original marinade. You're gonna put that on each and every piece, and that's where we're getting a little hint of the sugar. We have the savory from the olives and all those capers. And you want to put a little bit of kosher salt on each one. Just sprinkle it in. And a little bit of your cracked black pepper. And the chicken, each of them are going to get crispy and flavorful. And you know what's great about marinating this overnight is the chicken flavor isn't just the skin part and then you get into the chicken and you're not really catching the flavor. The flavor was all the way through. So it is a family and guest favorite. Now that we have all the chicken in the roasting pan, let me show you one final ingredient we're gonna work on. What you take is a cup of dry white wine. I like to use Pinot Grigio, and there's a trick here. You're gonna add the dry white wine around the chicken, but not on top, because we don't wanna disrupt the coating of a little splash of salt and brown sugar. So let me show you, we're just adding it, you know, to the corners, never on top. And then that chicken is gonna bathe in the oven in that dry white wine the whole time. So you're not rinsing the chicken, it's going right in to be bathed. And then we've preheated our oven. It is at 350. You're gonna cook for 50 minutes. And let me show you how stunning this looks right in the roasting pan, right before baking. Take a look at that. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna show you after it's all baked and take a look at how we're gonna plate that for our guests. Okay, it's been 50 minutes. Let's take the chicken out and see how it looks. It looks great. The chicken is crispy on top and it's in all of this wonderful marinade and seasoning. I want to show you what it looks like when it's plated. Chicken Marbella, plated, ready to serve. A couple of tips: when you're cooking the chicken, you're going to want the rack one down from the top. You're really roasting the chicken to get it really crispy. And we've topped it off with some fresh parsley and fresh lemon slices. Now, one of the other tips I want to give you is all of the sauce that was in the roasting pan, you are adding that to this platter. It's right underneath. Your guests will love that juice. It turns into a wonderful dipping sauce. The chicken is crispy, The guests love the sauce even more, and it's a hit with everybody. I know you're gonna enjoy it.